everywhere. That's so wonderful. Oh, Lethbridge, Alberta. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Missouri.
All right.
Wonderful. Good. So when were you last in Anguilla, Carolyn? I mean, I'm looking at that beautiful picture of Meads Bay
I
Beach right
was
there.
last in Anguilla towards the end of last year, actually. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh,
I had about 3 weeks down there, which was
stunning.
a lot of fun. We had some wonderful agents from the US and also from the UK, and it was fantastic. We had a great
Oh,
time introducing them to the villas and showing them the island.
that's so
Brilliant, really good fun.
wonderful. And you,
Yeah, it
Molly,
was
you're
lovely.
heading back down soon to that beautiful 7 Mile beach. How
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes, I'm back and forth between there and Florida all the time.
Susan, I think we got to pack your bag and
Well,
you
I
and
think
I
so
should
too.
go.
Well, just tell me when, Nancy, because I was telling you earlier I got a new passport.
I know. I know. It's time to go away. It's time to
Oh,
book a trip.
so I see Lisa is in Ottawa, Canada, and she said she's up to her eyeballs in snow, and so is Nancy and I because we're outside the Toronto area. But I think we're going to get
Hmm.
started because we have our spoiled agents on from, I was saying earlier, Canada and the US. So we have it covered for all of you ladies today. And I'd like to welcome everybody for joining us today. My name is Susan Koyman from Spoiled Agent. And we have, of course, a great friend of ours. I think everyone knows Nancy Drolet, the founder of One Caribbean. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Susan. We love you. Everybody loves Spoiled Agent.
Thank you. And I know, Nancy, you always do a fabulous job of bringing some great guests with you. So it's a chilly day for most of us. So maybe warm us up with who we have here today.
Well, I'm delighted that we've got Carolyn Brown, who I used to work with, and she is with Little Harbor Estates from Anguilla. Welcome, Carolyn.
Thank you,
And
Nancy, Susan. Thank you.
pleasure. And we've got Molly, who is with one of our newest properties that joined the One Caribbean Canada and USA sites from Black Urchin in Cayman Islands. So, Molly, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here today.
A pleasure. A pleasure.
Fantastic.
So,
And I know that you guys have been super generous. All of you have brought some fabulous gifts to, of course, a lucky or two spoiled agents that stay on to the question period, but don't necessarily have to ask a question. Nancy, do you want to say what you lovely ladies have brought today?
well, what we're going to do is have two $100 gift cards. So, oh, look at that. So we'll do one for the US market and one for the Canadian market. And as you said, Susan, they have to stay on for the entire time. They don't necessarily have to ask a question, but stay on for the entire time. And then it could be an Amazon gift card for the US market, and it could be, I don't know, giftcards.ca for the Canadian market. Okay?
Okay, great. Well, we're live on Zoom, we're live on Facebook, we're live on LinkedIn, and we're live on YouTube. So,
Woo!
we're friends on Zoom. You guys have registered, so we already have your emails. But I'm looking over here at this screen because that's our Facebook screen. Please, I see a lot of you are on Facebook already. If you're just joining us, please make sure you add your email in the comments for Facebook friends only, so we know you're here and to qualify as well. I see Julie's already added it. Tammy, for example, Nancy,
Oh,
another Nancy.
great. Another
So
Nancy.
so
There's a
just
few
make
of
sure you
us.
guys add your email. I see Sandra, for example, just to name a few. And I want to welcome you all. I'm going to hand it over to you guys so you guys can get started. If anyone has any questions for anyone, please add them only to the Q&A. We're going to keep the chat box for I definitely today is the oohs and the ahs. I guarantee that. Um, because we're going to lose the questions if you put them in the chat. So also, if you're asking about a specific property, please mention where and the property so we can direct it to Molly or to Carolyn or to Nancy, so we can get your answer for you. Okay. So ladies, I'll be right here and I'll see you at the end.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get going here. Oh, hold on a second. That's funny. Now I'm going to go to screen three. That's odd. Hopefully this works. That's weird. I'm going to end the slideshow. Sorry, guys.
That's
I've got
okay.
to do it again because it, for whatever reason, went midway. How anticipatory. You get to see a picture of a beautiful villa.
I'm gonna
Here
close my mic
we,
and my camera, and I'll meet you guys at the end because I'm not presenting.
okay, sounds good. And here we go. Okay, does that work?
It
Everybody
does.
good? All right, amazing. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming. We are going to talk about villa vacations. Before we get to villas, I want to speak to you about One Caribbean Canada and USA. Hopefully you are members already. Really what we're trying to do is help you sell more of the Caribbean. We are not an OTA. We are not a selling site. We are a single focal point. Instead of searching through multiple websites, come to our website. And if you need more information, we'll link you back out. So we are a resource for information for you and your clients. And we're also a sales tool. So we're providing you with links to videos. We're providing you with articles that are generic roundups that help expand your knowledge and your clients' knowledge of the Caribbean. What we really want to do is ensure that what we're doing is promoting all the countries that are in the Caribbean region. Okay? So what I did want to show you is that there are, in fact, downloadable maps. We have the maps on the website, as you know, but you can download a copy of those maps. It's bilingual in Canada, and of course, it's only in English in the US. And when you click on the destination page, there's a little square box in front of each country. You click on that, and then you can get into more information on that particular country. I do want to remind you that we have an accommodation section, and this is where we have hotels, resorts, villas, boutique hotels, some all-inclusives. We'll keep adding as we go along, and really it's information at a glance for each hotel, highlights on why you want to pick a particular property, and then we add other information on each of those that's noted here under the bullet point. But you just click into that property. You can search for it by country. You can search for it by keywords, but I want you to know it's there. Um, we are always encouraging people to visit other islands. So when you go under the Activities and Transportation tab, you will find a list of ferries, for example, where you can visit another island for a day. We hope to add more inter-island airlines so that you could actually do two center holidays or go island hopping. We've also started adding dive operators. So there's about 5 or 6 dive operators that are on there as well. And then the next thing that we've done is we added golf. So if you haven't seen that already, we added golf and we speak to the claim to fame, if you will, the architect for the course, etc. So each one is set up the same way. If you click on learn more, you go to the golf course's website directly. Okay? And then what's new? Once you log into the advisor portal, once you've registered, we do have that advisor weekly e-blast that is updated every Tuesday morning by 11 o'clock. So that is done every single Tuesday morning. You can also click on any country logo for information on how to contact a BDM for that particular country. And we also have all the Sherpa links. We also have all the links to all the ED cards if you need them to get into a particular country. And these two symbols are the agent rate and incentives to see them at a glance. So you can click into the country or you can look at the information at a glance. And this is where we provide you with links to agents' rates and we update them as they send them to us, specialist programs, and if there's any booking incentives, this is where it is as well. We've added a link on the Canadian site for events by category to download. We're going to be doing that shortly for the US site as well. So if you are not yet a member of One Caribbean Canada, and there is no cost to this, or One Caribbean USA, please join. It really does help us bring more countries online. Feel free to link your website to ours. We're not a booking site. We keep the information updated so that you don't have to. And of course, help us improve. We are working on adding a volunteerism section and sustainability section to each of the country's websites. So as we improve, let us know if there's something that you need to see that isn't on that site. If it helps you, then I'm sure it will help a lot of other agents as well. But for today, we are going to speak to beyond a hotel. So many of you are used to selling people to hotels, to resorts. Um, the whole idea behind or surrounding a villa vacation seems to be out of touch for some agents and maybe for some clients, but we think it's within reach. I think everybody will agree that the idea of mastering how you sell a villa vacation in the end will bring you more revenue. It will bring you super happy clients and repeat clients, which is what we all want. So the global luxury villa market, right now it is estimated at between 250 and 300 billion. And what I'm going to say may be counterintuitive. Of course, we want your clients to come to the Caribbean, but once you learn how to sell villas, you can go around the world. It's the same process. It's a rapidly growing market segment because people are looking for privacy. They're also looking for wellness-oriented living, and they're looking for maybe a little bit more control, if you will, on the foods and stuff that they want to eat. So, as we said earlier, high satisfaction level, you'll have repeaters for life, and that's what you want. You generally speaking have a higher average commission because you usually have more than two passengers. So you might have a couple that want to go, they might bring another couple along, maybe that morphs into a multi-generational family group. Maybe you do some corporate business, small groups can go to a villa. The ladies will speak to that. Each villa is distinct and it sets your product apart from other agencies. So if you're in a city, for example, where the agency down the road is selling a same property as you would, a villa is distinctive and you can sell a product that perhaps your competitor is not selling. So villas are private, they're standalone vacation homes, they're usually privately owned, and they can be managed by a villa management company or sometimes a real estate agency. So don't be alarmed if you go to a particular country and they connect you with a real estate agency. Often those agencies are managing the villas. Some hotels offer villa options in addition to traditional guest rooms. So if you had a client who is opposed to going to a villa, that might be a great transition property to consider, a hotel that has villas as well. So without further ado, Miss Carolyn, you are up first. You're going to speak to Little Harbor Estates, the beautiful three villas in Anguilla, and I'm going to click as we go forward, okay?
Thank you, Nancy. And thank you,
Pleasure.
everybody, for joining us this evening or this afternoon, depending where you are. I'd like to say that this is where I'm positioned in the beautiful Meads Bay Anguilla, but I'm actually in London at the moment and very rugged up, hence the scarf. But I'm delighted to talk to you and share a lot more information about the fabulous villas by Little Harbour Estates. As Nancy said, we're on the fabulous little Caribbean island of Anguilla. We have three villas in the collection. We like to say they're exquisite villas with extraordinary locations and exceptional service. Thanks, Nancy. For those that don't know where Anguilla is, but I'm sure you're all absolute experts, we are in the Leeward Islands of the Caribbean. We're basically 7 minutes flying time from St. Martin. We're about 15 minutes from St. Bart's by air, 50 minutes from Antigua, and 20 minutes from St. Kitts, just to give you a bit of a geographical idea of where we're positioned. So very close to all our sister islands. The villas are located on 2 locations on Anguilla, and I'll share just a touch of information on Anguilla if you don't know the island. It's very small. It's a British overseas territory. It's a village, really. It's about 14,500, 15,000 people, and it's 36 square miles. Our villas are located over at Meads Bay, where you can see here on the left of the screen with the beach house. For those that know the island, it's right in between the Four Seasons at one end of Meads Bay and the beautiful iconic Malyahana at the other. We were the first freestanding villa on Meads Bay, and it really is quite an exceptional design and style, which I'll share with you as we go along through the presentation. And then about a 12-minute drive across to Little Harbour. And this looks out across to the beautiful island of St. Martin in the distance. And also on a really clear day, we can see St. Bart's as well. And the Blur and Indigo sit side by side at Little Harbour and in what we call Cinnamon Reef. I think connectivity to Anguilla is something that's always been challenging, but I'd really like to say in 2026, it's a whole, it's a game changer. We've got a brand new airport in Anguilla, which opened on the 15th of December, Clayton Joy Lloyd International. We've got a new private jet facility, Blowing Point Ferry Terminal, which is boat access to the island, is also brand new. And coming from the USA and Canada, there's so much more choice. American Airlines fly daily from Miami. We also have Anguilla Air, which is part of Bermuda Air, which started their service last December. And that's a seasonal service which will go through to the 25th of April. And you've got all your other connectivity with JetBlue, Spirit, United, into Caribbean coming into St. Martin, our sister island, and also Air Canada, Sunwing, Jets. I know some of these are seasonal, but the connectivity there is so much better. And as Nancy touched on as well, we've got fantastic inter-island carriers as well. Anguilla Air Service provide one of the shortest flights from St. Martin to Anguilla. It's a 7-minute flight, one of the shortest in the world. They also come in from all the outlying islands as well. So Trans-Anguilla, Tradewind Aviation, Cape Air, and as I said, the private jets. I won't go into the sort of the UK market, it's not really relevant, but we've got really great connectivity to the island now, and it's so much easier. And the boat trip from the airport dock at Princess Juliana Airport on the Dutch side of St. Martin to Anguilla Blowing Point is literally 25-minute ride, and on beautiful boats. But we're here to talk about the beach house and how I've told you how you can get there, how your clients can get there. As I said, it is a stunning property, standalone. I just want to touch slightly on Little Harbour Estates. It is a British-owned family that have the properties. They came to Anguilla 35 years ago, sailed in, fell in love with the island. John and Val built their first beach house at the other side of the island. This is their 4th property, but we only have 3 of them now. It's managed by their daughter Danielle and myself. We're a small team, but very passionate, not just about the villas, but about the destination itself. So the beach house, thanks Nancy, is set on Meads Bay. It can sleep 16 guests in 8 master bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. All our villas are full staff with private chef. You get your daily maid service, security, guest experience manager. And one thing is, when a team is working at the villa, we don't move them around to the other villas. All the housekeeping and team all stay with that villa. There's no moving around, so it keeps it very personal, and guests really love that. We have indoor and outdoor dining. Each villa, beach house has a swimming pool, tennis court, and pickleball. And we're very unique in that we have a whole gaming floor with a 16-seat cinema. We say it's the largest cinema on Anguilla. And it's a great place for beach lovers. Meads Bay is absolutely stunning. Thanks, Nancy. You can go through the next one as
I'll
well.
flip
So I'm
through
used to
the
controlling.
pictures. Hey, sorry.
It's okay. And just to give you a layout of the property, we have, as I said, the villa is situated here on the right. You have all the different parts of the houses which are numbered, and due to time, I'm not going to go through everything. But number 8 is also 1 acre of land that we own, and we use this for events. Each of our villas has a commercial kitchen as well as the main kitchen in the villa, so we can cater for all of our guests' needs. We don't disturb them while chef is prepping. and preparing meal service, and also great for, as I said, for events, particularly at the beach house where we have this 1 acre. We also do kosher kitchen as well. So if any guests are kosher, we can put all our menus together. And I will touch on the culinary side as we go through. But as I said, they're vast properties, they're beautifully presented, and we're constantly upgrading and changing. And there's always something going on, something new coming to the villas. Thanks, Nancy. I'm just going to go through a few slides, but just to show you where we're positioned. Sorry, Nance, could you go back?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. I was just
sorry.
clicking through. Yeah.
Meads Bay, for those that don't know it, it is absolutely stunning. And I think I put this one in here because even on a busy day in Anguilla, you are not going to get thousands of beach chairs on the beach. No matter what beach you go to, and there's 33 of them in Anguilla, you can go to any of them. They're not going to be overcrowded. Meads Bay is absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. Thanks, Nancy.
No worries.
We have, as I said, swimming pool, jacuzzi. It's a very modern structure, beautifully done. I think sometimes pictures, Nancy, you can just go through this if you like, don't actually give you an insight into how sort of large some of these properties actually are. It's quite difficult at times to capture. We have 2 master suites. And we have one of our suites is also accessible for people with disabilities. And we have all our villas have indoor outdoor dining. Sorry, we have a gaming floor.
Right
Sorry,
there.
sorry, as
That
mentioned, the
was the movie
cinema.
theater. Yeah.
Yeah, the gaming floor with as I said, this is huge. It also has a private gym in there as well. So there's a lot of area for people to spread out and really just enjoy themselves. Thanks. And also, yeah, we can keep going. Sorry, I'm so used to doing it myself.
I know. Sorry.
We have, and it's the beautiful spot for sunsets. If you drive about 12 minutes across the island, and I'm going to say 12 minutes because it is about 12 minutes, you're going to come across to what we call Little Harbour and Cinnamon Reef, where we have our 2 villas side by side. This is Le Bleu. It's designed on Ralph Lauren's property. Val fell in love with Val Barker, the owner. Again, it's a vast property. Thank you, Nancy. 22 guests, 11 master suites. Again, I'm not going to go through all the details, but it's the same service, full chef, full staff, security if people require. But Anguilla is one of the safest islands in the Caribbean. We have 2 separate living spaces. There's 2 swimming pools here. We also have tennis and pickleball. All the tennis courts on all 3 villas are floodlit as well, and beautiful water gardens here as well. Thank you, Nancy.
Gorgeous
And
picture.
just to give you an idea, this is the 2 villas. They sit side by side. We often get guests that will take the 2 properties for large family celebrations or get-togethers. There's 2 what we call the secret gates tucked in between the gardens, so you can combine Indigo and Le Bleu together. Thanks, Nancy. And it's just to give you an idea of the vastness of Le Bleu. It's set over 2.5 acres. This is at the back of the property, looking down, as you can see, Cinnamon Reef and across the St. Martin on the right. And we have Petit Le Bleu at the top. We have, again, another commercial kitchen up there, 2 suites, a whole entertainment area, perfect for families, multi-gen with kids that want to put the teenagers at the back so they don't disturb them. And then the rest of the family can have the whole front of the property to themselves. Thank you. Again, the layout, as I said, I think that aerial gives you a really good indication of how it's all spread out. It really is a beautiful, beautiful property. And again, the main house is also very much an upside down house. We have the suites underneath. We have 2 master suites either side. We have the living room, dining, another swimming pool, and again, loads of different options for outdoor dining. Number 9 is what we call the dining platform, but we use that for yoga in the mornings. And also number 10 is our beachfront area, which has cabana. It has a big grill there. We often do beautiful Caribbean barbecues down on the sand with guests. It's absolutely fantastic. Thanks, Nancy. And we can just go through these. The main living room, everything opens up to the elements, so they're fully air conditioned. It gives people more space, and the beach access as well, leading out. Really safe for swimming. And then we're switching across to to Indigo. It is our older villa, but it's I shouldn't say older, it's our first actual villa. 20 guests, all the same amenities, 10 master suites, 11 bathrooms, indoor and outdoor dining. Again, it has 2 swimming pools and it has the beach deck. So it's a full area where you can set up beach volleyball down on the sand. It really is quite a special place. And I often say, many times I've been fortunate to stay there. It's got a beautiful, tranquil feel to it. The gardens are exceptional. There's little areas to tuck yourself away and read a book or have a massage or just have a little bit of peace and quiet. And even as I said, though, it is probably it's the first, or it's actually the second villa that the Barkers built. It really has a really lovely, calm, tranquil feel to it.
It
Thanks,
is.
Nancy.
It's so
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, we've got, as I said, give you an idea of how it's surrounded by the gardens and the outlook that it has. As I said, there's 2 swimming pools. Thanks, Nancy.
Hmm.
It really is quite special. The layout, you come through what we call the courtyard entrance at the top, which has 3 suites in there, through to the tennis court, down into the main house. Again, it's upside down. There's suites on the top floor, and then there's suite underneath as well. It's a fantastic property for multi-generational families. Actually, we have a big bachelor's party going in there fairly soon, so that will be quite interesting. But it's I think all the villas, we really cater to everybody. We've even got couples that come to the beach house, just want their own privacy, and then we have, as I said earlier, others that take both Le Bleu and Indigo and have beautiful family celebrations. So I think we really cater to everybody's needs. And you know always ask the question. I know I'm seeing a few wedding questions pop up, and I will talk about that shortly as we go through. Thanks, Nancy.
Hmm.
We can just probably cascade through some of these. There's always upgrades going on. In fact, the interiors have changed in the living room there. But talking about the guest experience and with villas, and again, something Nancy touched on, we are like a resort. We cater for whatever our guests want. We have a guest experience manager, Kira Edwards. She has the little black book of Anguilla. Nothing is too much trouble. We can book spa, wellness, fitness trainers if they want restaurant reservations, island experience excursions. There's so much if they want to play golf. We've got an amazing, I know we've touched on golf, 18-hole Greg Norman design PGA standard course at Aurora Resort. We can book all the tee off times there. What anybody wants, we can organize. We always just say, just ask the question. Thanks, Nancy.
Hmm.
And then activities and adventures. And I think one thing with Anguilla, it was always seen as beaches and restaurants. There's a lot more going on now. We've got fantastic kayaking. We can do guided night tours. Scuba diving's really growing. There's 4 Paddy Bezak dive operations, sailing, horse riding, hiking. There's some brilliant hiking trails at the east end of the island. It's very unspoiled. It's absolutely beautiful. The island has 6 offshore keys. 3 of those are also got beach shacks on, which are fantastic. You can hire a moke and get around. There's painting classes. There's also amazing heritage tours around the island with some really great companies.
I
We
had
like
to
to
show
match.
the moke.
I know we like to match our moke to our logo, and they're great fun. And we do moke tours as well. Really, really good fun. You can pick your color. Thanks, Nancy. And then children, a huge part of our guests coming to the villas, very much about families. And we've tried to think a little bit outside the box here. We do the youth sailing club. We can do swimming lessons for families coming with little ones that aren't that confident in the water. We do movie nights. We've done drone lessons, which are really popular, junior golf. And then there's the water park at Aurora, which not just for the little kids, but the big kids, we can get day passes there as well. And as I said, whatever anybody wants, they can do. But we've really tried to think outside the box with the little ones, not just the sort of standard, children's activities. Thanks, Nancy.
Hmm.
Dining, the Barkers are big foodies, so the whole dining experience at the villas is, I have to say, extraordinary. We have Chef Sweets Connor. He's our executive chef. He has lived all around the world, worked in Thailand and Sri Lanka and various other places. His menus are exceptional. Anything from our welcome cocktails, mocktails, and canapes to absolute Michelin star quality dining experiences, or a beautiful casual beach barbecue. So we like to work with our guests pre-arrival. He likes to speak with them to find out what they want and what they like. So it's very much hands-on, very much detail. We have examples of menus we will share with you as well, and I'll talk about that in our trade portal as we go through. Thanks, Nancy. Skip along. The girls having a little
Hmm.
cheers in the sunshine. I know enough of mentioned weddings. We don't overly promote weddings. We find that sometimes people only want the villa for like 2 days. It's not going to happen. We have a real challenge it's building up, taking down. We have a policy of a 1 week rental on any weddings, no matter how long the length of the event will be, just because it is quite a lot of work that goes into it, and 24 hours is just not enough. So we do weddings, we do celebrations, we do corporate as well. We have great facilities for corporate breakout, set up. We've had various companies that come down to us, and as I said, incentives as well, which are great fun. We've done some small group incentives across the villas, which work well. Thank you. And talking about, I mentioned just earlier the trade portal. We have an online trade portal on our website. We are working on a new website as well. You can go in there and sign up for it. You can get all your fact sheets, branded, unbranded, so they're all white labeled. We have an Anguilla guide, we have a dining guide, our e-brochure, all the photographies on there and footage. We're working on some new stuff at the moment. Nancy, do you want to switch through to the next
Yep,
one?
sorry. Yep.
That's okay. These are copies of the branded fact sheets, and then the next slide is our dining guide and our Anguilla experience. So we do a dining guide because Anguilla has over 120 restaurant options on the island. So we know not everybody's going to eat at the villa every night. Some guests do, but a lot like to go out and try the offerings of the island. So we put together a guide across the island in all the different regions, which will give you a little taste of what else is available on the island. What we have introduced now is 4-night minimum stays. We realize that a lot of guests, they don't have a week, they don't have 10 days, they don't even have 2 weeks. So we're seeing a real turn up in requests for shorter stays. So we've now implemented a 4-night minimum stay across all 3 villas. Again, we have people that do ask us for 3. So if you have clients who want 3, please just reach out. If we've got availability and we can do it, it's not over a peak period, we'll definitely consider it. Thanks. And we also have a newsletter we send out quarterly. Again, if you'd like to sign up for that, we'll get that. As I said, we send it out every quarter. We don't bombard you with too much information. We do send DMs out with offers and things like that. But generally, we're very mindful that your inboxes get filled up. So we try to make it very, very select in what we send, and also very on point, so as not to be annoying. And then that is it. That's Little
That's
Harbour
it.
Estates.
The contact information will be at the very end for everyone. So thank you so much, Carolyn, for giving us an overview of 3 stunning villas in Anguilla. I have a
My
picture of
pleasure.
every bedroom, by the way.
What's that?
I have a picture of almost every bedroom in all 3 properties.
Wow. Wow.
So there
I
you
didn't touch
go.
on pricing, which I would have got to, but just to finish up on that point, actually, is that, I think you hit on this too. Sometimes people think, oh, villas are so expensive, but when you get 18 people in a villa across, so many suites in a hotel, there's nothing in it. In fact, it's sometimes much more affordable to take a villa
Yeah.
rather than take, anywhere, 10 suites. So it's something, do consider it. And we look forward to welcoming your guests to Anguilla and Little Harbour Estates. Thank you.
Awesome, Carolyn. Thank you so much. So Molly, you're up next. And now we
Okay.
get to explore black urchin in the Cayman Islands in Grand Cayman.
Yes, thank you so much, Nancy. And I'm in awe of Carolyn's presentation and those beautiful villas. I feel like the Barkers are my soulmates, and Carolyn, I think you might have to introduce me to them. So it's very interesting, though, that we both ended up on this call today because I have a very similar journey to the Barkers. And you all are stuck with me today. Lauren, who is my director of guest experience, usually does these webinars. So I am filling in for her today because she was not able to attend. And I am actually the founder of Luxury Cayman Villas and the owner and developer of Black Urchin Boutique Resort. So we're kind of just going through our modified brochure here that we can certainly provide to all of you. And Nancy, feel free, you can scroll. I'm not going to read all of that copy, but you can scroll as you see fit. This is a good one to stop on for a moment here. I am a lawyer by trade, but started developing real estate very early on in my legal career because I was just a creative person. I've always been very good at interior design. I've always been interested in architecture. So found myself in Grand Cayman about 15 years ago and started purchasing and renovating villas. Realized that there was no real vehicle to market these villas because just it didn't exist. Back then, there was no such thing even as VRBO or Airbnb. So, kind of created the company that I needed to market these villas. And I also was intent on creating the experience that I always was looking for as kind of a luxury traveler with children. So, after years of developing individual villas and moving to Grand Cayman and living there full time with my family, I developed Black Urchin Boutique Resort here. So, the original home, the Palm Estate, was the first house that I did out there. And then it took years to figure out what we wanted to do with the rest of the property. And what I really wanted to create was something that did not exist, at least that I couldn't find. And that was almost like a Four Seasons or a resort of that caliber, but where everything came to you. And I wanted all of the five-star services and amenities of a hotel, but I needed more space. I was traveling with nannies and grandparents and things like that, and often working. And so I wanted to create that experience. And in Grand Cayman, we are quite cosmopolitan. We do have direct jet service from many, many US gateways because we are a slightly larger island. I knew I wanted it to be off the beaten path, so to speak. 7 Mile Beach is fantastic. In fact, I've lived on 7 Mile Beach. I lived there for many years. But it does get quite crowded. So when I found this parcel out here, we're on the south side of the island. We're centrally located. We're about 30 minutes from 7 Mile Beach, 30 minutes from anywhere, actually. We're a fairly small island, but large for the Caribbean. So we're about 4 miles by 22 miles. So this is what we ended up building here. And you can see there's three separate buildings. And I'll let you go ahead, Nancy.
Before we do, I also want to point out that we have direct nonstop flights from Toronto and with Porter now out of Ottawa. So I just wanted to add that so people know.
Yes, yeah, we have amazing direct jet service to the island. So that's been
Mhm.
really, really wonderful from so many US gateways, and yeah, now two from Canada, which is amazing.
Mhm.
So what I did was I ended up having two private villas and then the Coconut Grove suites, which you'll see here. I did four-bedroom suites. They each sleep 12 people. So this building sleeps 48 across the four units. There are dividers between the ground floor units and the penthouse units, so you can take those down, and the massive balconies create a connected space. And this is perfect for buyouts. The resort is bought out quite often as well, but this, again, you can sleep up to 48. That includes kids and bunk beds, but very, very flexible. I often stay here with my family, my poor parents who just need some peace and quiet at the end of the night, go to their suite. I stay in my suite usually with my younger son and the younger kids. Older teenagers stay in another, and usually one of my siblings is tagging along. They might stay in another. So you can advance, Nancy, please.
Mhm.
So this just gives you a few ideas. What I did as well is having lived on island, I looked at the condo complexes, which is mostly on 7 Mile Beach. Other than the hotels, you get condos that are short-term rentals as well. I went and I kind of looked and I said, okay, my pool is going to be bigger than all of those massive complexes. So we did this massive oceanfront pool, hot tubs on either side. On one side is an oceanfront poolside cabana bar where our chef sets things up often. The other side is a kind of a lounge pavilion. And again, each one of them feels like a private villa. They're massive. So that's what we kind of wanted to do. We wanted it to feel not like a condo, like a really elevated private villa experience, but with the flexibility of those four units. So here you can see one of the master bedrooms, huge, wide open hallways when you come in. I love Paris. It's one of my favorite places on earth. I spend a lot of time there. So I decided to bring a little bit of that kind of Parisian chic feeling to the beach. I am not a traditional kind of beachy person. So everyone thought I was crazy doing black wallpaper and things like that, but everyone loves it. And it's very design forward. It's a very kind of sexy place. Um,
Stunning.
Thank you. And so, kind of like the Barker's journey, this was my original home, and this is called the Palm Estate. It is a refurbishment of the existing home that was there, basically gutted down to the foundation. And it is our most private. It has the largest grounds, and it's the most homey. It has a massive great room. I actually lived here during COVID in this actual villa with my family. And I wanted to add little touches like this spa-inspired bedroom everywhere at this resort, I wanted you to feel intensely connected to nature. And if I could have built in the ocean, I would have. So this particular home has 6 bedrooms. It sleeps up to 18. We do have the private chef on staff, and he is on property. He is not included with your stay. Everything is customized and a la carte. Some people want to just be left alone. Others want everything done for them. So everything is customizable. We bring the spa to you. The chef obviously comes in and does whatever you'd like. For me, I have him set up kind of chafing dishes with breakfast every morning because the teenagers sleep late. My parents get up super early. I'm kind of in the middle. So that's what I have set up. But you can do formal breakfast, bougie brunches, Michelin star caliber dining for the evening, or catering drop off. Another thing I usually do because the kids just don't want any fuss, and I don't want to kind of deal with that with them. So completely customizable. You can move along, Nancy. Thank you.
Mhm.
Those are just some more pictures. We do every bunk room, we kind of turn into a bit of a game room. But again, everything was designed to maximize the views. You can go ahead.
Mhm.
Let's see where we go from here. Okay. This is what we call kind of our flagship villa. It's in the middle of the property, and this is the Grand Prom residence. So this was brand new construction, and I wanted to design something that, again, gave every guest the best view possible and maximize the space. I did develop a home years ago that was 250 feet long, and it was just a giant hallway, and every single room was oceanfront. I didn't have the ability to do that here because of space constraints, so I had to go up. So you walk into this stunningly beautiful great room. There's a bar down there inside and a swim up bar outside. And then in this house, I did a 1,200 square foot ultra suite, which you see here. It's the entire third floor of the home. Um, Ocean views from the double bathtub, the double shower, a sitting area, morning kitchen. Again, a huge balcony. So just wanted everyone to be fully immersed in nature. You can keep going on.
Mhm.
I did open plan bathrooms here as well. Everyone thought that was a design risk too. No one has ever complained. There's mirrors on the sidewall if you want to go look in the mirror to do your makeup or brush your teeth. But again, stunning views from everywhere was the goal. If it was your primary home, maybe you need a proper bathroom vanity with the mirror, but not there. And Black Urchin is operated by Luxury Cayman Villas, which is my kind of umbrella hospitality brand. You can keep going there.
Mhm.
You'll see the Coconut Grove Suites. So there's our wonderful Chef Remy and some of his team. We do offer full concierge service. We have the villas set up with like a beautiful coffee tea bar, smart TVs, of course, wonderful amenities, amazing bedding, and the most comfy beds and all of that. And pretty much anything your guest wants, we can arrange. Um, Private transfers, grocery pre-stocking, airport fast track, all the spa treatments, any excursions. One thing I love about Grand Cayman is uh, I say there's not much to do in a good way. We have stunningly beautiful water. Of course, we have snorkeling, scuba diving is amazing there. We have non-motorized water sports at the resort. So you can kayak, you can stand up paddleboard, but you just go there to relax. And the goal was for everyone who comes to just reconnect, be so inspired by nature that you really you have that peace and that presence of mind. Um, and so it is a very special place. And because of that, we do get a lot of weddings. We can sleep up to 88 if you put every head in every bed. But I like to say we sleep 75 comfortably. So we do get many, many buyouts for weddings. Sometimes for smaller weddings, we do just get the sweet spot out. And then each unit is available individually. So I kind of tried to make something that fit almost everyone. We do get a lot of couples who come and stay in a beautiful suite, even though it can sleep up to 12. And then we obviously get multi-gen families, a lot of milestone birthdays, bachelor and bachelorette parties, and some corporate, small corporate as well. A little map you can see Black Urchin is in the center of the island, which is really great for exploring. And I'm not sure what's next. Okay, and so that's
That's
the
it.
end. And I did want to say that we are a very, very small team. I have an amazing team, and they are essentially my family. And we are very B2B oriented. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out if there is an accommodation. We do have pretty flexible minimum length of stay, especially if it's not a peak time. So we're always looking to build long-term partnerships and willing to work with you to accommodate your guest if there's any way we're able to.
That's great, Molly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So now we've seen two different kinds of villas. So Little Harbor Estates Carolyn spoke about the three villas. A lot of things are included into the price of your villa. Molly's spoken about her villas that can be broken out separately, and then it's more of an a la carte menu where you can add different services on. And now I'm bringing you to a different type of villa called Domaine de la Palmeraie, and this is located in Martinique. The individual, I apologize, she's away ill, and so I'm going to do a very brief presentation on Domaine de la Palmeraie, so that you can see a different type of villa. And I would also say that this is maybe a type of villa if you don't have or you don't think you have villa clients. I think everybody has villa clients. But if you don't think you have, this is a great way to start, if you will. This is a villa complex that has two-bedroom villas that is not located directly on a beach, but it's only about 5 or 10 minutes away. And they have different options and a way to combine a couple of villas if you were going to have a bigger family, if you will. So this is a great way to start. I wanted to point out the location of this property is in Le Diamant. So you were flying into Fort-de-France Airport, which is around here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it's about 30 to 40-minute drive down to Le Diamant to a village. It's a very colorful town with shops and restaurants, and there's a pharmacy there, a bakery, and I have to say there's a great market there. I personally have gone through that market and bought spices and fruits and vegetables, etc. Um, but what this property does is it provides every villa with like a continental breakfast, if you will, and then has full kitchenette facilities. So if you want to cook yourself, you can. Maybe lunches and then go out for dinner. This is why I say it could be a transition type property to a bigger villa if you have clients that are leaning that way. So it's about, as I said, a 5 to 10 minute walk to the beach where you will find this beautiful sandy beach that faces Diamond Rock. And you've got that fully equipped kitchen and breakfast delivered. So there are seven really unique villas at this property. The woman who owns this villa, when she was young, she traveled a lot and she was in Sumatra and she found these trees that were super cool. She had them cut into planks on the island of Java. And then she actually had these lodges constructed there. Then they were taken apart and they were brought back to Martinique and they were reconstructed here. So the lodges are very much villas that are open to the elements except for the guest room. One guest room within this two-bedroom villa can completely be enclosed, your bedroom at night, your master, with air conditioning. But think camping, but a little bit more elevated, of course. So a different type of environment. It's built into these beautiful gardens, very lush. Each villa is unique. All of them have Wi-Fi and air conditioning in the master bedroom, but the upper levels of some of the villas are not air conditioned. Okay, so that's the difference. Of course, the beautiful trade winds blow. And they all have very different swimming pools. So there are some that have plunge pools and others that have longer swimming pools. The superior, I think I flipped by Lodge Villa. Here's Lodge Villa. There's four of this style villa. So a two-bedroom. The main bedroom is the one that closes up on the lower level. And then there's a second bedroom on the upper level that has natural ventilation and it's open and it has the mesh that goes over the bed. but one bathroom here on the main level with an indoor-outdoor shower, and they each have their own plunge pool. It's very different, isn't it? It's a different type of villa. So I just wanted you to see the width and the breadth and the variety of the villas that are offered throughout the Caribbean. They also have these superior lodge villas that are very one-on-one with nature, if you will, and a beautiful longer swimming pool. They have a chic villa, which also, again, one-on-one with nature, big bay windows, a lot of outdoor living here with private terraces, and you're basically living outside. And then they have what they call the exclusive villa, which is very spacious and very modern. Again, indoor-outdoor living. Um, Both have AC in their bedrooms, so it really depends what you're looking for. And this one has, of course, the 11-meter long swimming pool. And then if you have a bigger family, you can have multiple villas. They combine two villas to become the Prestige Villa. So that becomes a four-bedroom, each with their own bathrooms, indoor-outdoor living, and then, of course, that beautiful 11-meter long swimming pool, plus the plunge pool in the other one. So that gives you an idea of a different type of villa. That's Domaine de la Palmeraie in Martinique. Um, what I would say to all of you and ladies, I'll have you jump in if there's anything that I'm saying that you disagree with. But really, I think the biggest issue that agents have is sticker shock. You know, they look at the cost, or your clients might look at the cost and think, wow, that's a lot. But what you have to remember is the total number of adults and children that are traveling. And of course, work out what their budget is per night per person. But the important thing for all of you to do is to break down the costs per person, per night. And then that way they can compare apples to apples. And in most cases, I think you will find that villas can be very affordable as an option versus, another property. Um, you want to add in what amenities that are included, and every villa is different. So there are some villas that will actually include a car. There are others where you don't want to deal with that, and not a problem, not included, and they arrange transportation for you. Do you want to be on a beach? Do you want to be near a town? Do you want to be in the hills so that you've got a beautiful view? What kind of staff do you want? In your villa? Do you want a personal chef? Do you want that chef every night? Do you want them a couple of nights or one special occasion night? Do you need butlers? Do you need daily maid service? Because some of the maid services, you don't want that every day. Maybe it's just once a week. So that can all impact on your costing. And just a reminder of what those additional fees could be. I think, Molly, you touched on it. I don't know if Carolyn did, but you guys were talking about pre-stocking. And this is something that is really, I think, a fantastic service for clients. Clients, and you as the agent will get a list of things that clients can tick off what they would like, and it can be in their villa already as they arrive, particularly if they're arriving later in the day. If they want breakfast on their own the next morning, they'll have the stuff there to have their breakfast on their own if they will. And I think what you also have to recognize is that everybody eats different. When they're on holidays, they may want to go for lobster and caviar, but may want chicken. And if that's the case, that's fine. That's how the costs can, vary from one property to another, because of course it depends on what clients are wanting for their meals. Groceries, gratuities, transportation fee is regular if you're sending a chef to go get your food. Although I think it's part of the fun going to do the groceries and visiting the markets or the supermarkets that are in various countries. Lists we already said, sent to have pre-stocked food. Alcohol, of course, is at an additional cost, and gratuities, of course, for staff can range. So
And I
that,
think just one thing, can I just
yeah,
say one thing too, is government
absolutely.
taxes, I think needs to be, all the islands are very different, but there is government tax as well on majority of the islands when it comes to not just villas, but accommodation across
And
the board.
resorts as well, exactly. And that
Yeah,
does differ by country. You're absolutely
yeah.
right. So I'm putting the contact information here so that, and I'll leave this screen up as we chit chat. And maybe Susan, we can bring you back on and see if there's any burning questions.
Well, I have to tell you, everyone, I'm having trouble focusing here because they are just all of them are magnificent. The beaches, and you ladies did a fantastic job showcasing your properties. So thank you so much. You should see the comments. It's blowing up on Zoom and Facebook. We'll share everything with you guys, but it's been fantastic.
Awesome.
And I do want to say, I have someone over here, I think it was Julie on Facebook. She said, now she's thinking about over Easter selling a group to a villa.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then someone said, I never really thought of villas until today. And today is the day.
absolutely. Do you
Amazing.
know,
Okay.
even girlfriend groups,
Yeah,
girlfriends going away for a weekend, great to do a villa
yeah.
vacation.
We have
Um,
a group going in actually in the next week of ladies coming in from the US. A
very
whole bunch of
popular,
girlfriends. Yeah,
right?
lovely.
We
Yeah,
talked
really
about
nice.
multi-generational groups.
Hmm.
Instead of getting four or five, six
Hmm.
rooms in a property, think of a villa. It's a great option to offer to your clients.
So I just have a couple. I'll start with Carolyn. I'm going to move over to Molly if we're okay
Sure.
with that. If you don't mind, Miss Nance, going back to the QR code for Carolyn's
Yeah, I just
Yes.
made
for
it. I
villa.
think I saw that come up. Yeah, so I will
Perfect.
double check with that
And
with
Carolyn,
our
do you have any
IT tech
fact
guy.
sheets for Jillian as well?
We on the trade portal,
Oh,
we have all the fact sheets, everything is on there. So if anybody just goes to our website, which is littleharborestates.com, and they can sign up to the trade portal, will give them access. We're revamping how we do it, but they come to us for access and then they'll be let in. They can go and take whatever they want off of the trade portal. Everything is listed in there for you. Terms and conditions, rates, it's all there. All the fact sheets, guest experiences, sample menus, images, video, everything.
when
Okay.
I send out a thank you, I'll include
Yeah,
the links, okay?
thank you. Yeah, thank
Pleasure.
you.
And also Nancy will announce the name of the winners on that too, because everyone always
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
Susan, who won? Who won? Okay, so just Carolyn, are you able to do a 5 night stay? I think you said
Yeah,
7. Did you say?
absolutely. No, four is the minimum at the moment. We have done some threes. We're, as I said, we're mindful of, people don't have those big holiday times as well. So yeah, five or four, absolutely. Yes,
And
let us
Molly, are
know.
you the same? You'll do a shorter stay?
Yeah, for sure. So, we range from 2 nights minimum stay, depending on the season. Sometimes it's 5 nights. Festive is obviously, we have a 7 night, not 14, which I think is nice. But yeah, and I put a link in the chat. Someone had asked in the chat, our agent portal essentially isn't a portal per se. Maybe it's a private link. So it's just blackurchin.com/agents only. Links you to our data room with all of our brochures, all of our imagery, and all of our information there. So you can see more. And on our website as well. And you can sign up for our industry newsletter on there as well.
Okay.
I think
And
I
just a
have
comment.
links on our websites already to that, but
Yeah.
if I don't, then I'll include that in the thank you that I send out to everyone.
And that's a great segue, Nance. That Nancy, you got to visit her page on spoiledagent.com. And you just
Mhm.
go down to tourist boards, and there's Nancy. We got a US and a Canada page. And again, you can find all the information for the ladies on there as well as a lot more stuff. So just a comment from Sheila on Zoom. This is amazing with 2 exclamation marks. I have a family of 40 for a 65th birthday in December, looking for an all-inclusive, but I'm actually going to price this out for them, these villas.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Go,
Okay.
Sheila.
All
And I
right.
think we're seeing a lot of that, a lot of really big celebrations, 80th, 60th, 50th, and really big groups as well. So, it's perfect. It's privacy. You can do whatever you like. You've got full staff. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
You're
a
I have to
great
going to
say,
option.
have you're going to
yeah.
have villa clients for life because
Yes.
they are going to want to do this type
Yeah,
of vacation over and over again. And incidentally, on the Canadian site, not yet on the American one, there is a video. Actually, Little Harbour Estates is in it. You can link that video and send it to your clients if
yeah,
they are thinking about a villa vacation.
And, Nancy, I think a really important point
Hmm.
to kind of mention is one of my biggest hesitations in staying at villas, even now, is that there's little consistency across the different products, right? You
Hmm.
might have the most amazing experience at one villa and then you go to another one because, I know in Grand Cayman, most of the villas on island are managed by a hodgepodge of people. So
Hmm.
just like with Carolyn's property, we do everything
yeah,
in-house.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
that was the first thing I learned when I went, down this road and started this journey. So I think that that's the key.
Yeah.
It
And
is
that's the
definitely.
risk in putting your clients in a villa product is you kind of never know what you're going to get. You don't know who's really managing it. You don't know what's really happening. So when you do put them in a product like one of ours that has that in-house management, no pointing fingers, one hand knows what the other's
Yeah,
doing, full accountability, at 2 in the morning, if something happens, you can reach us. And
Hmm.
you know exactly who you're
yeah,
reaching and who you're talking to. I
yeah.
think that makes a huge difference, especially if it's the first villa product you're ever putting your client in. You want it to be a
Yeah.
good experience.
Yeah.
I'm
And as
just gonna
Molly said, we're small teams, we're all hands on, we're the people, you're not being palmed off onto somebody else. You'll find Danny, you'll find myself, you'll find Madeline, Akira, whoever. We're really passionate about what we do too. So we want to make sure our guests leave and we want them to come back and book again. So, as I said, we're very hands on. So, yep,
So we're just
That's
at
reach
that
great.
out.
hour mark, but I wanted everyone to know we're going to stay on and answer a few more questions for everyone. If you have to go selling these beautiful villas, please go ahead. Your name will be entered to win, but we're just going to finish this up with the ladies, and then if you need your question answered, we'll do it for you. But I do want to say, for the first time, my husband and I, we rented a villa with four couples. Not here though,
Oh,
let me tell you that, but this is next. And I have to say, it was our first time doing it,
uh-huh.
and it was a phenomenal experience. I
Yeah,
highly recommend villas for groups, families, or couples, or friends, or whatever it is. It really worked out well, and it was something different for us. So I cannot say enough about them.
that's
Okay,
so awesome. Listen, I see Christine raised her hand.
okay, Christine, if you can actually just put it into the Q&A. There's too many of you guys for us to unmute. I'm just going to go through a couple of questions here, if that's okay, Nance.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Jillian says, Molly, I have to tell you that your designs are over the top outstanding and every
Gorgeous.
traveler's dream. Where can I find fact sheets about all of your properties?
So that would be for the Black Urchin property. You would go to the website link to the portal to blackurchin.com/agents only, and you'll find the link to our data room that has, tons and tons of photographs, videos, shorts that you can repurpose for your own social media accounts. You can white label things. And of course, feel free to reach out to our team who's happy to help you with anything that you need in terms of marketing, branding,
Okay.
information.
And just Molly, while I have you for your villa, how's the beach for swimming? Is it rocky, smooth? Is it hit by seaweed?
Yeah, so because 7 Mile Beach is the only beach that is on the west side of our island where it's just pretty much a sandy bottom. So the rest of the island has more rustic beaches like we do at Black Urchin. So there is a bit of turtle grass when you enter, but if you go to the end of our dock with our beautiful cabana, you can enter the water there and never touch the floor, touch the ground if you don't want to. But most people have no problem launching. Most people launch the kayaks, the paddle boards, and everything from the beach. But if you want to swim, you can go in at the end of the dock.
Okay, and this is for both of you. Carolyn, I'll go to you first, and then Molly. Is there restaurants and shops near both of the your properties?
Yeah, I mean, Anguilla's literally 3 miles across and 16 long. Everything's close. Meads Bay is dotted with great restaurants, bars, little places to go, and also on the other side, it is a drive, whereas to come out from the villas, but Meads Bay, you can walk down the beach to Blanchard's, Jacala, Straw Hat. I mean,
Sure.
there's just a wealth of places along Meads Bay now to dine. But from the other two villas, it would be a car journey. But everything's close. Everything is, minutes away. The only time there's a traffic jam is morning and when everyone has to go home in the evening, in the afternoon, I should say. So it's easy. It's easy to get around.
And Molly?
Yeah, and so there's nothing in walking distance from Black Urchin because we are quite private in the stretch of beach in the South Shoreline where we are. But we do have about five different restaurants within 15 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes drive. And then we also provide transportation for our guests to go about 25 minutes into 7 Mile Beach where there's dozens and dozens of restaurants. We have a disco bus that takes people around that everybody loves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That kind of bus.
yeah.
Okay,
He's
so I know,
great.
Molly, you talked about booking and you have a private link that they can use. Carolyn, how can they go ahead to book your property? And both of you, do you guys pay commission for agents?
Yep. You come through myself or Danielle or info at Anguilla, sorry, at info at littleharbourestates.com. And we respond straight away. We're incredibly fast at getting back to everybody. We pride ourselves on a really quick turnaround. So we went out to any of your questions. We'll send you a full quote, and all trade bookings are 20% commission.
And
So
incidentally, sorry, Molly,
No,
I
go
was
ahead.
just going to say in the latest e-blast that's up on both of our websites, there is an email link to info at Little Harbor Estates. It's
thanks,
up
Nancy.
there on both websites right now.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mhm.
And same, you can reach out to us directly for all bookings. You can book on our website. Just make sure that you either enter an IATA number so we know you're an agent and we can make sure that we then start the process to make sure that you get paid your commission. We do pay commissions across the board to all of our partners. Um, and so you can contact Lauren directly. Again, she's our head of guest experience, or reservations at blackurchin.com works as well. So any of those ways, chat on our website. We're very same thing. We're a very small team. We're very responsive. We took a booking last night at 11:30. Lauren was doing it through the chat. I saw it come through.
Oh,
So we try to be as responsive as possible.
oh, great. And do you girls both have travel agent rates? And what if an agent wants to go down to see the property so they can, sell it, like even a walkthrough type thing? Do you guys offer that? Both of you? We'll go with Carolyn.
Yeah, we do. Definitely, if anyone's coming to Anguilla that would like to come and see the villas, if they give us enough notice, and obviously if there's no guests there, we can definitely do a show around. That is not a problem. We love doing that. But we don't do trade rates, but just reach out to us, and we can all, we can maybe look at it, but it's not something that we do offer. But yeah, definitely, if you're coming on island, you're planning to come down, just reach out to myself or Danny, and we can definitely try and accommodate you to come, and we'd love to show you through.
And
Might
Molly?
even give you lunch.
Ooh.
Yeah, same for us, because we're very small. So we do offer just a baseline trade rate of just 20% off immediately off our best available rates. But depending on when and how and the circumstances, we often work with agents to give the absolute best rate we're able to, or do something. We don't do huge fam trips across the board because we are such a boutique property.
Mhm.
We're not like a Ritz-Carlton or Four Seasons in that regard, but we love to show people around. If the timing works out, or if it's, kind of right, we do often have a luncheon or something like that, especially if we have more than one agent on island at the same time. So same, reach out to us.
So
Okay.
I'm going to also recommend that this is done far in advance because it's like someone's home and
Yes.
nobody wants agents walking through a tour of their home. Consider like a real estate agent while you're having dinner. No, no, no.
No, and
So
I think
that's
too,
why it is
yeah,
harder to see the
yeah.
villas, especially when they're occupied. So as much notice as you can give, that would be amazing.
And also we like to make sure they're set up. A lot of times we're doing maintenance, we're doing work. So, when
Yes.
there's a downtime, we're in there doing things. So yeah, as much notice as possible. I noticed someone said
Hmm.
they're going to be in St. Martin. It's 20 minutes across to Anguilla. If you're coming over, let us know in advance. And if we can, we'll accommodate you. But, we'd like to make sure, Molly probably backed me up on this, that it looks absolutely pristine when the agents are coming through. We don't want building work going on when you're there, or,
Painting.
maintenance or anything.
I'm just going over to Facebook for a moment here. Julia on Facebook said, "Thank you, ladies, for an amazing presentation. I've learned so much. Villa selling, here I come. Enjoy the balance of your week."
That is so
Bravo.
awesome. Great.
Okay, let's see here. So this one's for Molly. Molly, oh, hi, Debbie. Debbie says, when will the rates be available for 2027? Debbie's trying to price out a wedding already.
Oh,
Great.
amazing. Our rates are loaded for 2027, so you can see. For full property buyouts, we always recommend contacting us, even though you can see the rates just on the website, but just to go over all the nuances, kind of really work something out. And the same with people who are trying to create an all-inclusive kind of bundle for their clients. We can do
Mm.
that. Everything we do is a la carte. We've experimented over the years. We used to include daily breakfast and daily housekeeping and found that enough of the guests didn't want that because again, multi-generational, 80% of the people
Mm.
weren't getting up in time to eat the breakfast. Like, so we do everything customized. So we can help you create an all-inclusive package, but we'll just work with you on the back end and then you can present it to your client.
I just want to say, Carolyn, Lisa said on Zoom, Carolyn, I'm sending you an email right now for a quote.
Oh, bravo.
Oh,
Thank you, Lisa.
And
Thank you.
Akila, that answered your, sorry, Patrick, that answered your question about the chef and curating special meals and things like that for sure. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Akila said that she's looking for a villa with two kitchens. It's for a family of
Yeah,
mm,
14. So any ideas, any suggestions between the two of you
yeah.
ladies?
We have commercial kitchens with all our properties. So, particularly as I said, we have if we have guests like have dietary requirements or kosher guests, we can strip it all out. So we have the commercial kitchens. So that's not a problem for us at all. They're separate from the main house.
Okay.
Yeah. And same, we have, for instance, the
multiple
suites.
units.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the two ground floor suites can sleep 24 and have their own individual two kitchens plus the
Mhm.
private commercial kitchen on site.
Okay. Lisa, for any flight schedules, please check. Of course, there's lots of flight options. The ladies went over them as well
Mm.
from
Yeah.
Toronto.
Hmm.
Okay, and Akila, we got yours. And okay, let's see here. What else? Okay, I just want to mention one more comment before we go. Diane said, I never thought about villas, but wow, I definitely will now for my clients. Thanks for sharing these beautiful properties and information on what villas are all about from Diane on Facebook.
Amazing.
Can
Awesome.
I just add one more thing, just on with the properties? Another thing to do is the price points. I'm not sure with Molly with your price points, but with Anguilla, they're quite seasonal. So come, after Easter, the prices drop dramatically, and
Yeah.
the weather is amazing. April through it's great
Yes.
anytime. But when people sort of have this misconception that the Caribbean is this sort of hurricane zone during the months of April to August, it's fantastic. It
Hmm.
really is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
don't be put off by that. If you're looking at, as I said, the prices drop quite dramatically, and it's something just to keep in mind if you've got clients looking to head to the warmth in the and during that period. Have a look at the Caribbean. Don't be put off by, you know, sometimes I think it's old school press that still keeps saying it's a no-go zone. It's fabulous.
Well, and
And
it's
both
often cooler there.
destinations. Yes.
Yeah,
Both.
our islands are so small. We have a sea breeze all the time. So we don't stay in
Beautiful.
Florida in the summer. We actually go to our home in Grand
Yeah,
Cayman because it's cooler there.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. That's a good
Yeah.
And
point.
I would say too, we have flights year round to all three countries here. So
Mm,
Anguilla into St. Martin, we have year-round flights. We have year-round flights into Cayman Islands,
Mhm.
and we have year-round flights out of Montreal to Martinique, and of course, connections to U.S. gateways. The only thing that we don't have is year-round gateways, year-round flights out of Toronto. So that's seasonal only, winter only. The rest of the places all available
Just a couple
and
more
you've got great
year-round.
inter-island flights too. So,
Hmm.
connecting
Yes,
from
absolutely.
sister islands. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle on Facebook said, we've talked with friends about villa rentals. This confirms it's something we need to do. There you go. Amazing. Well, listen, I want to say thank you, all of you. This, like, you have me dreaming, and I love this. Like I said, I'm having trouble going back to work, but anyway. Got to get
I'll
Nancy's
send you
report ready.
pictures. I'll be sending you pictures saying, look at this, look at this.
I love it. But you all have done an amazing job, all of you, and I really appreciate your
Thank
time
you.
today and all of our spoil
Loved it.
agents across Canada and the US. And don't forget, if you get an email from Nancy in a few days, we're going to give her a couple days because she's still oohing and ahhing herself about today. Open it up because it's a $100 gift card courtesy of all of you ladies put together. So we really appreciate the combined effort.
Yes.
And later on, we're going to put this on Nancy's page, right? It's going to be on spoiledagent.com. You go down to tour sports, and boom, you're going to see One Caribbean. And it's also on YouTube as well. So I've also been popping in the ladies' contact information as we've been going. Of course, Nancy's information. And Sonia on Zoom did a plug for Nancy saying, make sure you check out Nancy's page because she always gives live
Aw,
updates.
thank you. I do.
Amazing.
I'm on it every single day, updating things as all the tourism boards and
Brilliant.
hotels and villas give us. We share it with all of you, right? So we appreciate you, Susan at Spoiled Agent and the team. We love you, and we love all of our agent partners. And ladies, Molly, Carolyn, thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you. It was fantastic.
Thank you so
Our
much.
pleasure.
Appreciate it.
I
Loved
love
it.
it.
Thank you again. And everyone have a great rest of the week. We'll be in touch.